Okay, this is your Ottawa Real Estate Board dashboard, and if you want to book showings, there are two ways you can do that. You can go through the Showing Time app right here, or you can go to the matrix system and book your showings on an individual property. You always want to check and see what the showing instructions are on each individual listing. So I'm going to go into the matrix system right now, and I'm just going to pick any listing. I'm just coming here to find a property. Okay, so we're going to work off 151 Knoxdale Road. Let's say I wanted to book a showing on this one individual property. Over here on the side, there is the Showing Time app. You first always want to come down here and read the rep remarks. This is where they will tell you how they want the showings to be booked. Okay, so it may say all showings booked through Showing Time. It may say that you need to call the listing agent directly, but most of the time you're going to do it through Showing Time. So on the listing, you can click the Showing Time app and it brings you to request a showing for the property. You have a couple options here. You can schedule a single showing. So if you're only showing your client one property, you want to come to the schedule a single showing. And it will give you a calendar. Anything in white are dates that you can book. So let's say I want to book a showing for Monday at 3 p.m. The type of appointment is a showing. If you were booking a second or a third showing, you could put it here. If it was an inspection, so on and so forth. And you choose your appointment end time. I always recommend choosing the absolute longest time that is available because if you or your client don't show up or arrive right exactly at the start time, you still have a little bit of wiggle room. Some showings will only allow 15 minutes, some allow an hour. More often than not, it's going to be a 30-minute showing. If you have already added your buyer into your Showing Time app, you can click here and choose your buyer. If not, you can add them here. And then once you've chosen those things, you're going to request the appointment and you will get a notification via email or text, whichever you've set up, maybe both. Okay, so that is how you book a single showing. I'm going to come back to the start here and I'm going to click the Showing Time app again. And maybe I want to book more than one showing. So I'm going to click Add to Showing Cart, and I'm going to choose the date that I'm setting up my showings for. So let's say it's Saturday, and I am choosing any one of my buyers here, or I can add a new one. I press OK. It's going to load my showing in here. Okay, if I want to add additional stops, this is a great place to do this. It will show you how long it will take to get from one property to the next so that you can book them accordingly. And let me say that I also want to add this property at 11 Normandy. I can just highlight the MLS number and I'm going to add another listing stop. Okay, so we're adding another property that we want to look at. I can add the MLS number, search, and there it is. Okay, so it adds it to my cart. If I want to add another property, I can do the same thing. Find the MLS number, add a listing stop, and pop it in here. And there we go. Okay, so I now have 3 properties on my showing tour. It tells me that it's going to take me 14 minutes to get from Knoxdale to Normandy and 16 minutes from Normandy to Digby Street. If I would like, I can come down here and click Smart Route. It's going to give me the absolute best route. This is a great tool to use, especially when you're doing a lot of showings at once. If you would like to add another stop, oftentimes maybe you're leaving from the office, so you can put the office address in here. So it's not a showing, but you're going to start at the office and you can just drag them. So if I click on any of these properties and drag, I can move them wherever I want. So I know that I'm starting from the office and I know at this point it's going to take me 11 minutes to get there. I can come back and click the Smart Route again and it will move them wherever I need to. Okay, so once you have chosen your properties that you want to book a showing on, you're going to start choosing times. So you have to really judge it based on how long it's going to take you to get to each property. These are of sometimes COVID safety protocols that are in place. So you're going to pick your start time. I want to go at 2:30 and I want to go right until 3 o'clock, and I'm going to press save and see it has now said that I have requested an appointment 2:30 to 3, but I've actually not requested it yet because I have not hit send. I'm just planning my route at this point. So you have to kind of use your judgment. If I know that I'm going to show up to the property around 2:30, let's say I have a client that does take a little bit more time in each showing, I'm going to anticipate that I'm not leaving until right at 3 p.m. and then I'm going to book the next property maybe for 3:15. Okay, so I come up here. The time slot's not available at this point, but typically you would do that. If the time slots are not available, you may have to adjust your schedule or when you're going to look at the properties. Once I've chosen all of the time slots that I want to utilize, I'm going to click Send Request. Okay. If you have a client that maybe you know is a little bit quicker going through properties, maybe you book this from 2:30 to 3, but you book your next appointment for right at 3 o'clock because you know that you're likely only going to be in this property for about 15 minutes. That's something that will come over time as you get to know your clients better. It's your job to make sure that you stay on schedule no matter how long they want to be in the property. If it's a home that they're very interested in, you can offer to do a second showing, but you need to make sure they understand that you have to be on time for your next appointment and that you cannot go over your time in the current home. Okay. Once you click the Send Request button, this is going to change to Requested, and then once they are approved, they will show as approved, and you will get a notification for those. Okay, so that is the easiest way to set up a showing. Again, you can go and set up a single showing just by coming through the MLS listing, clicking on the Showing Time app.